Too many games. With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Tavish Smiley.
Harris Dawson said a big part of the delays connected to Destination Crenshaw finishing up have been caused by the rising cost of construction since COVID hit. He says the total price tag for Destination Crenshaw has jumped from $95 million to more than $150 million since this all began.
Can we say when Destination Crenshaw is going to be completed?
You know, I'm very reluctant to do that. I mean, I know how much work there is left, but you don't know what's going to happen. And so, you know, we fully expect that we can finish it within the next calendar year. But again, given how long it's taken and how many delays there's been and, you know, weather events there have been, I'm real reluctant to tell people, okay, it'll absolutely be done at this day.
That was LA City Council President Marquise Harris Dawson speaking with NBC4. If there is one thing we understand here in South Los Angeles, it is the art of the pivot. But what you just heard from Marquise Harris Dawson regarding the stalled promise of Destination Crenshaw isn't just a pivot, it's an Olympic-level backflip into pure excuse-making. Let's unpack the math and the mythology here, shall we? We were sold a glorious vision, a 1.3-mile open-air monument to Black excellence, culture, and economic resilience along Crenshaw Boulevard. Fast forward to today, 6-7 years later, and the budget hasn't just grown, it has ballooned from $95 million to north of $150 million. That is a staggering $55 million leap. But when asked the most basic fundamental question to which a community deserves to hear an answer, when will the project actually be finished, what do we get?
Can we say when Destination Crenshaw is going to be completed?
You know, I'm very reluctant to do that. I mean, I know how much work there is left, but you don't know what's going to happen.
Friends, that is not a construction update. That's a horoscope. Stay with me on this. We heard COVID, we heard supply chains, and now we're hearing weather events. The weather in Los Angeles? This is Southern California, not the Arctic Circle. If our ancestors waited on perfect weather to build legacy, we wouldn't have the pyramids or any other cultural wonders to celebrate in the first place. Mr. Harris Dawson, you don't need a crystal ball, you need a calendar. You cannot celebrate Black excellence on paper while practicing bureaucratic mediocrity in execution. It's time to end the excuses, stop with this silliness, blaming weather forecast, and finally finish the work this community was promised. With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Tavish Smiley. As always, we welcome your feedback. Too many games.
Marcus Garvey words come to pass. Marcus Garvey words come to pass. Can't get no food to eat. Can't get no money to spend. Oh, can't get no food to eat. Can't get no money to spend. Come, little one, oh, let me do what I can for you. And you, hello. Come, little one, come. Oh, let me do what I can for you and you alone.
KBLA Talk 1580. Little Marcus Garvey for your Friday. That should pep you up, motivate you. I'm Dominique DePrima. I think you know that. We're being joined in studio this morning by a man born and raised in New York City. He says he struggled financially early in his life, but he got into business and went on to break records, producing hundreds of millions of dollars in sales and revenues. He says he taught thousands of Black people how to succeed in business and helped thousands get into business for themselves. He has awards, including 2 letters of special recognition from the U.S. Congress for his work teaching and training Black business people. He's an entrepreneur, a speaker, and a trainer. Delxino Wilson de Briano, welcome.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's great to have you in. Actually, we've talked before on the phone at the other radio station that I used to work at.
Right.
But we've never met in person, so nice to see you.
Yes, pleasure to meet you in person.
Absolutely. And you and your wife, Deborah, are a team. This is not you by yourself. This is kind of an enterprise, if you will, that is also coming out of a household.
Yes, yes. A labor of love. You know, we when we met, we were both coming out of college. You know, I'm born in the housing projects in Brooklyn. You know, we didn't come from really anything, and I was always taught in a Caribbean family, work hard, get an education. That was the ticket. And when I met my wife, we were both struggling, but I got my computer science degree. My wife is the brilliant one. You know, she did the double degree, electrical engineering and computer science.
Wow.
And we thought, okay, we're going to combine this. We're going to be wealthy. But we ended up living paycheck to paycheck and struggling and not being able to afford our bills. And, you know, it didn't add up all those years, you know, to get to corporate America, only to realize that it wasn't enough, you know, to live on, you know, with all the student loans, the high cost of living and everything. So
I mean, that was then. It's even gotten tougher now, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. So as a result of that, you started your own company, sort of teaching and training and also selling, because you guys had or have a hub for black businesses.
Yeah. That's fast forward a little. So basically what happened is when we were really struggling, we tried any business we could find, and we ended up even sleeping in our car at one point. You know, we had to file bankruptcy. It was horrible. But anytime we heard about a business opportunity our friends would tell us about, we would pursue it. And we failed like over and over and over again. But we were determined, you know, to get past this day-to-day grind and being broke all the time. And that's when we met a millionaire, you know, and this guy changed our lives. He offered to teach us how to build business and how to make money. And we'd never heard that before. We've joined all these businesses, but no one ever offered to sit us down and teach us. And 3 years later, we were millionaires.
So you set aside your engineering degrees and computer science degrees and took the path of uncut capitalism to find success in America, in U.S. America?
Yeah, we worked our day jobs, and then in the evening, we would work with the gentleman. And he taught us business. And it took around a year, and we could finally afford to walk away from our jobs. And after 2 years, you know, we were really, really rolling. After 3, we were millionaires. And so we haven't worked a job for anyone else since those days.
And you've broken the cycle, as you say.
Broken the cycle?
Broken the cycle of being broke and chasing bills and all of that.
Yes. So us getting past that day-to-day grind really inspired us, because we're black. We're learning from a white guy. No one else had made it. You know, we became the first black people in the industry of network marketing to produce $1 million a year income. And we did that by teaching everyday black people how to build that business that we were taught.
When you say within the network marketing, you don't mean with every network marketing company in the country.
To my knowledge, in the world.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, elephant in the room, for me, network marketing is usually a big scam. It's just a big pyramid project where each group that does make money makes money by exploiting the new people in the business.
Well, it can be that, and we've definitely seen that kind of thing. For us, it became something different. It became a crusade. You know, back in those days in the 1990s, communications industry was just maturing, and it was an opportunity to get involved at the beginning and tell everyone about phone services. And we got involved, and we learned from the guy that, hey, every time you sign up a customer for that business back then, it generates a monthly revenue. And if we got enough customers, we could have a monthly revenue. And if we got other people involved, they could have a monthly revenue. And we saw this as a ticket out of poverty. And we started telling black people about the possibilities of what we could have and what we could be and what we could become. And we built a team of over 230,000 people, like the largest, a small army, the largest predominantly black team ever built in the history of the network marketing industry. We broke every record in the book in the 1990s, and we produced a team that produced $100 million a year in sales and revenue. So a lot of people got wealthy, a lot of money spread around, and it became the poster for what was possible, you know, in the marketing field.
And so where is that business now?
Well, we left that company. You know, we realized that in order for us to see, our dream's a little bit different. We're not here just to make money and just that. We want to free our people. We want millions of our people financially independent, united, working together, producing everything. And that type of ambition didn't quite fit with the company that we were in, to put it lightly. And so after 12 years of that, and realizing that as much money as we were generating for our black race, the lion's share of all the money was going to the company that wasn't black. And then we had another problem. And this is the one that led us to Marcus Garvey and all the work, because you think about it, $100 million a year of black money coming into the race, you understand? From our own customers, our moms, our dad, our sisters or brothers. And my dear sister, that money, as fast as our people earned it, they took it right out of the black community. And we were like flabbergasted. We didn't realize this was even a thing, you know, until we looked at the numbers and saw how our people were buying, you know, Italian suits and fancy shoes from this country and this, that, and $100,000 cars. And we watched 97% of every dollar that we got our people to earn with all those years of work, we watched it disappear. And that's not why we got in this. We had plans to build schools, and, you know, we were going to, you know, build institutions and health centers and all this stuff. And it all went out the window because we weren't teaching that culture. We didn't know that would happen.
We're talking with Delxino Wilson de Briano, and we are going to get to Marcus Garvey and their mission today and why he's in town when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
You can't fix what you won't face, and we face it every day. This is KBLA Talk 1580. The KBLA 1580 app puts the realest conversations right in your pocket. Stream live wherever you are in the world. No static. No searching the dial. A crystal clear connection 24/7, exactly when you want it. We recommend that you keep automatic updates enabled. Set it and forget it. So the app stays up to date with store requirements, bug fixes, and new features as we roll them out. Download the KBLA 1580 app today and stay plugged into the conversation everyone's having.
Just in case you missed our Procrastination Crenshaw Town Hall.
My name is Bronwyn, and I've been in this neighborhood for 65 years.
All righty.
I was raised here, right on Crenshaw Boulevard. Ancestry, legacy, everything. No parking. In regards to our elderly, in regards to trying to get from one end to the other, 48th and 50th Street is a dead zone. You got to get off the bus, and you got to make your way down in the middle of the block. I'm right across the street. I understand one of the things. I am happy to see you guys. I've been in too many meetings where you weren't there. I understand those who own the buildings and your properties. I understand those who rent from you. Here it is. Why can't we invest in each other?
Making sure they follow through. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, coverage. There was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call Select Quote at 1-800-729-7070. That's 1-800-729-7070. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-729-7070. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Hi, I'm John Wood Jr., host of the Kingdom Project, weekends on KBLA Talk 1580. Black America has a tradition of holding the United States of America to the standard of her stated principles when it comes to democracy. When the country has said all men are created equal, black people have demanded that we mean it. In the long history of holding America accountable to the promise of her ideals, no name looms larger than Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
With this faith, we will be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom together, knowing that we will be free one day.
But as the country has drifted from the ideals of Dr. King, do black people have a special obligation to revive Dr. King's philosophy? Furthermore, does the black church have a responsibility to renew the moral leadership of America and reacquaint the nation with the gospel principles that inform Dr. King's philosophy? Tune in Sundays at 9 a.m. Pacific as I make the case for the revival of the philosophy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and the moral leadership of the black church, only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Thanks for waking up with Dominique de Briano on KBLA Talk 1580.
Thanks for waking up. Don't forget Miles Lowe has his show now Saturday morning. Saturday, I guess it's kind of morning, afternoon. It's morning to me on Saturdays noon to 1. Miles, what you got this weekend?
We're going to be talking a little bit of, some digital detoxing, you know what I mean? How to get back into your own rhythm, your own timing of everything. Right on time with the eclipse, so you get out of the computer timing of things, get back into your solar and, real world timing of things. Line your body up, line your mind, and, let's do better.
All right. Join Miles on Saturdays, every Saturday. Today's also Friday, so you've got Amanda Seals at Dune and 7. We've got a lot of great things happening. Right now, we're talking with entrepreneur, speaker, marketer, and trainer Del-Zee-No, Wilson de Briano. He is known for his business acumen, the president and co-founder of Tag Team Marketing International. Right. But also, you got your Marcus Garvey shirt on, and you're, even in 2026, intent on building a Garvey nation.
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I'll put it to you this way. After creating all that wealth and watching it all disappear, because even though we brought money into the black community, it left, we started searching for a way to actually solve the problem. How do we work? Like, we feel like we have the skills, and my wife and I are motivated, and we have this great team. How do we solve the problems of the black community in terms of wealth and prosperity and working together? We started doing seminars all over the United States to teach everyone, and that did something, but it didn't solve it. We built a big business network and got everyone networking all over the country. Great, but didn't solve it. We built a great Buy Black movement. Phenomenal. I mean, these are all $1 million successes. Incredible, but it didn't solve it alone. And it wasn't until really connecting with Marcus Garvey. We were looking at everyone in the present. We didn't think to look in the past. 100 years ago, this man completed and solved the problems that we were working to figure out now. This man united 10 million black people, and none of us in modern time had ever seen anything like that. 10 million of our people united, and he got everybody buying black. He got everyone believing in our own possibilities as a people. He had traveled all over the world and saw that all the races that were prospering all were united around their nation, their flag, their national anthem, that national identity. And he found that whether it was Germany or France or Spain or anywhere around, the English, the Dutch, everyone was national. They had that national pride. He saw that black people, we were all struggling everywhere he had traveled 100 years ago. And the one thing we didn't have, especially back then when all of Africa was colonized, the Caribbean was colonized by Europeans, we didn't have a nation. And so his dream was to create a nation that united black people the world over. and where we could all belong to this one thing, and we all become loyal to that one thing, and we would all start building businesses and buying from each other and creating everything for ourselves that currently we go to others for. And he realized we would realize our full potential, and we can employ millions of people that were unemployed of our own by taking responsibility for every aspect of our lives, our banking, our products, our services, our sports, our entertainment, our arts, everything. So when we looked at that and saw he got almost to the finish line before the U.S. government of 100 years ago did their shenanigans to stop it, but
indicted him of mail
complete
fraud
sham.
Yeah,
but exactly. So that blueprint was sitting there, and we said, "Wow, that." Teach our people the culture of the responsibility, all the things that he taught every week, he wrote about. And so we basically studied that for a long time. We traveled all over the world, learned from, Garveyites, and to learn and see things that most people have never seen. And what I learned about Marcus Garvey was really in depth, and it went beyond anything that I've read in the Garvey books. And it was revolutionary. And we said, okay, we're going to finish this man's work. And that has been the most incredible thing ever since, because it pulls together all our experience and everything we've done and now made it so practical. And thousands have joined us from all over the world. It's going incredible.
But your focus is really on the economic aspect, right? Still.
One aspect of it, yes. Major aspect of it. As Garvey said, he said, in order to realize the dreams of a nation, you must first have financial security.
Yeah, and of course, Marcus Garvey, is one of the great thinkers of the modern era. But however, applied to today's situation, and Saul Williams, the poet and actor, was in here yesterday, and we were talking about how black capitalism alone ain't it. Capitalism, or just a few of us getting rich without a social justice component, leaves us where? Leaves us still in the belly of the beast, with the vast majority of our people suffering, discriminated against, jailed, underpaid, undervalued, and exploited.
Yeah.
So where is the justice piece in your formula?
Well, Marcus Garvey covered the whole gamut. All right. Marcus Garvey built a nation. He built a government. He built every aspect of it that covered all aspects of black life. They even wrote like a constitution, if you will, a Negro Declaration of Human Rights, all about our justice, our social. He covered everything. In the blueprint that he left, he definitely left the importance of financial education, the importance of financial independence, because if you didn't have that, especially at the beginning, it would hinder the progress.
Yeah, I mean, that's a chicken or an egg argument. I had that argument with one prominent activist.
Yeah.
And I'll leave his name out of it for right now, who's very much involved in the wealth building aspect of, of sort of, I don't even know if you'd call that activism, whatever you want to call it, the wealth building space.
Yes.
Who said, no, it's not about civil rights anymore. It's about silver rights. It's about generational wealth and building money. And you just said that without the economic independence, we can't have freedom. But if enslaved persons would have thought that way, we would still be enslaved, wouldn't we? I mean, if we were let's wait till we get our money up and then we can get out of these chains.
No, I completely agree. To get out of slavery, our ancestors
whether
gave
it's
everything.
Slavery or wage slavery, waiting until we have economic independence seems like a bad plan to me. I'm just to make it plain.
I can understand the viewpoint. Basically, put it this way, okay? When we have many organizations for a century that have all started and didn't have a way of generating their own revenue, that makes them dependent on donations. That makes them dependent on usually what starts for many organizations asking our people for donations ends up now going right to the white organizations, the white philanthropists, the white everybody else of another race to ask them to fund our independence. And that doesn't work. It hasn't worked. All right. Now, Marcus Garvey, what he did was incredible because he got everyone building businesses. And with those businesses, you had, especially 100 years ago, businesses all over New York, businesses, he had people all over the world generating thousands daily. And they were able to fund a big portion of their work by our own efforts. And so it's not necessarily that you wait for money, but you have to solve that money, because if you have to travel, if you got to speak, if you got to organize, if you got to print, if we got to do, all that costs money, and it handicaps you if you don't have a way of doing it. So Garvey's way of putting our people to work and showing us that we can produce our own products, we can buy our own cosmetics, we can buy our own skincare, we can buy, you look at 100 years ago, this brother had our people producing everything, black dolls, our own clothes, their uniforms, they made themselves. He created a multi-million-dollar black economy, and that helped to propel all the nation-building efforts. And that's why he reached farther than anyone had ever reached in history. And if you look at the successes of the folks who have come after that, kind of following that blueprint, Honorable Elijah Muhammad, amazing. I mean, he built a nation with, Malcolm and the other ministers that expanded it to $50 million in black-owned businesses. And without the economic piece, they wouldn't be the nation. The nation of Yahweh built to, hundreds of millions of dollars in the 80s. And again, it's not all economics, but that economic piece makes it possible to do all the other aspects.
And we just have a minute until news, traffic, and sports. We'll continue the conversation on the other side, but let's use the minute to start off. You've got a series of events here in Los Angeles. The first one is tonight, right?
Yeah, we have a meet and greet. Folks are coming to meet me from all around L.A. and San Diego and other parts of California. That's going to be great, just to introduce the concept, because I'm here to teach investing. It's one aspect that I've been doing for 30 years, but that knowledge is so lacking in our race that as I've started sharing it with others, folks have been transforming their lives. And so we've created this really massive thing with black families all over the world winning like they've never won before, with knowledge that our people in general don't have. So I'm going to teach one hell of a seminar on Saturday. The Garvey Nation Investing Academy. We're going to teach an investing boot camp from 9 to 5 at Crass Unity, and it is going to change lives.
All right, we'll have more on that. We're taking your phone calls. If you want to get into this conversation, you're always invited at 800-920-1580. I'm Dominique de Prima. Happy Friday from all of us at KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique de Prima when we come forward.
I'm Mike Island with BIN News Now. Jury deliberations will continue today in the Lindsay Clancy triple murder trial in Massachusetts. Clancy admits to strangling her 3 young children in 2023, but pleaded not guilty in 3 counts of first-degree murder. An ICE officer at the center of an extradition fight has been released from a Texas jail. Democratic officials in Minnesota lost an extradition battle with Republican officials in Texas over Officer Christian Castro, who was charged after shooting and wounding a Venezuelan immigrant in January. It's unknown at this time if Castro will have to eventually appear in court to answer those charges. General Mills has removed artificial colors from all of its cereals. According to the company, the move means that brands including Lucky Charms and Trix are now made and available without synthetic color additives. I'm Mike Island. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the free iHeartRadio app.
Think It Up is an initiative to activate student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classrooms today? Join at thinkitup.org.
Is this the time? This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Dodgers were swept in their 3-game series in Atlanta. They lost 1-0 Thursday night. The Dodgers lost all 3 games by 1 run. 37-year-old Chris Sale pitched a complete game for Atlanta He struck out 11 and allowed only 5 hits. The Dodgers lead Atlanta now by only 1 game for the number 2 seed in the National League playoffs. The Dodgers need to hold on to the number 2 seed to ensure a first-round bye in the playoffs. The Rams capped a 3-0 preseason with a 20-18 win over the Chargers at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. The Rams opened the regular season Thursday night, September 10th against San Francisco in Melbourne, Australia. The Chargers play their regular season opener Sunday, September 10th against Arizona at SoFi. The first HBCU football game this season was played last night. Delaware State beat Stony Brook 41-34. 3 touchdown passes for Delaware State sophomore quarterback Quinn Boyd. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
We don't do ordinary. This is KBLA Talk 1580.
Noise in here this evening. And close the doors because we're going to party in here all night tonight.
The choice is yours.
They're all coming to one stage, one day, one event. Are you ready? It's the California Voices Town Hall and Ballot Forum, Saturday, October 3rd. Look who's talking. Javier Becerra and Steve Hilton, Karen Bass and Nithya Raman, Robert Luna and Alex Villanueva, City Attorney candidates John McKinney and Marissa Roy. Plus, Lieutenant Governor Eleni Kolinakis, Attorney General Rob Bonta, Secretary of State Dr. Shirley Weber, State Controller Malia Cohen, and other candidates running for statewide office, all discussing the issues that matter most to you.
The choice is yours. You can get with this or you can get with that. You can get with this or you can get with that.
Plus, a full breakdown of all the ballot propositions. This is the event where California decides. One day, all the voices, our stage turns every 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
And you can't beat that with a bat.
It's the California Voices Town Hall and Ballot Forum, Saturday, October 3rd, brought to you by KBLA Talk 1580 and the Community Voter Education Project. Mark your calendar now. Make plans to join us live and stay tuned for more details. All the other stations are covering the election. We're putting you in the room. We're KBLA Talk 1580, where the candidates come to you.
You can get with this or you can get with that. I think you get with this. This is where it's at, where it's at, where it's at, where it's at. Come on.
What's good, KBLA delegation? I am Miles Lowe, and I'm excited to be joining the weekend lineup right here on KBLA Talk 1580. Join me every Saturday at 12 noon for the Do Better Show, where we get into the world of tech, AI, the creator economy, navigating your mental health through it all, and have conversations with founders to find out how real people are making real money right now. It's not a course, not a subscription. Class is in session every weekend, live on the air. So if you knew better, you do better, right? So let's make a better you. The Do Better Show, every Saturday, 12 noon, and replaying again at 7 p.m. right here on Unapologetically Progressive KBLA Talk 1580. We got a lot to talk.
Ready for a weekend reset? Walk it out with me, Gina A. Towns, the artist formerly known as Gina Darby, on Reflectivity Beyond Black and White, as we seek peace, understanding, and healing beyond surface-level perspectives, where reflectivity becomes our inner power and resilience to transform our lives and our communities no matter what. Meet me and my crazy cool guests. Join the Reflectivity family movement as we make sense of it all. Every bit, every morsel. We're going to nourish the mind, body, and soul unapologetically right here on KBLA Talk 1580. Every Saturday, 2 and 8 p.m. on the West Coast, 4 and 10 in the Midwest, and 5 and 11 on the East Coast. It's time for Reflectivity Beyond Black and White. It's not only hot, it's sizzling, and we're cooking.
Heard any other talk radio lately that sounds anything like this? We didn't think so. You're listening to Unapologetically Progressive, KBLA Talk 1580.
Del-Zee-No Wilson de Briano is with us. His wife Deborah is somewhere, probably.
Running the company in Atlanta.
Running that company. Okay, and ATL. But you're in town for the weekend. You mentioned you have a meet and greet tonight.
Yes.
That's where people could connect with you for free if they want to sort of meet you and see what the vibe is. You have your investing boot camp. That's tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
At Carras Unity Center, and that one is a paid class.
Yeah,
correct?
$79.99 through Friday night at midnight. Then the day of the event, it's $99.99.
And this is sort of a crash course on investing.
Yeah, you know, let me sum it up. Garvey Nation, first of all, is what we are building, and that is a self-contained nation. Like, for instance, if you look at Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, those, from a certain point of view, are online nations. Millions of people, like Facebook, 2 billion people working together, logging on, getting their news there, their entertainment there. People run businesses there. People are getting their entertainment there. They connect with their families there. It's like literally a nation. People get their mail there. That is unbelievable. And when you look at Marcus Garvey's goals, to have a nation where there were nothing but our businesses, nothing but our people, where we learned our history every day, where we realized, my gosh, nothing like that exists. And we're in the internet since 1995. Wow.
I mean, the Nation of Islam.
I'm online. I mean,
an online community.
An online nation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And me as a tech guy, we're both engineers, my wife and I.
Yeah.
We're looking around and saying, man, after all this time, 30 years, we don't have anything like that. Let's create it. Because we could complete almost everything that Marcus Garvey, like 99% of his goals, we could do online without a need to travel across country just to have a meeting. So we started building this online platform. Our own social media. So Garvey Nation is a social media platform for members of the nation. Our own YouTube type video streaming with 1,000 of our own videos. Our own online store like an Amazon with products from black businesses all over the world. Our own news, our own events, our own live streams. Like the event I'm doing tonight and tomorrow are both live streamed all over the world globally we're up to now almost 90,000 members in 158 countries, 159, all over the world. And it's phenomenal. So we have this huge network, like Marcus Garvey dreamed, a self-contained nation where it's all us, and we're making everything, and we're producing everything, and we're making all these things ourselves, and money is recycling in the race like nothing anyone's ever seen before. We're turning millions in Garvey Nation. And anytime someone buys a single product, up to 24 different black families get a paycheck. And we have black people buying all over, and thousands. We've sent thousands, tens of thousands of paychecks to black families all over the world. So it's a money recycling engine, all based on what Marcus Garvey taught us. Now, one aspect of it is a program we have called Tag Team University. It's like an online university where Garvey had Liberty University in Claremont, Virginia, on acres of land. He also built the Booker Washington University in Harlem. And we realized, okay, in the world of online platforms, what if we built an online nation with an online education? And that's where we started our university. And investing is just one aspect of it. Everyone in Garvey Nation learns black history every day. We have education about all these different subjects: investing, speaking, entrepreneurship, business. But investing, oh my God, we did not realize the demand for that. So, as I said, I've been investing for years, and I've been in all kind of projects. We've done millions and all kind of stuff. And I realized, for me, my dream has always been to get my people to massive wealth. But the problem was, many of the things that returned us lots, you had to have a lot of money to get involved in. And that kept almost everyone out. Like we helped build a bank out here years ago, all right? There's a bank project where it was 100 of us that all got together and put in a ton of money, and we capitalized, or basically put together the money to build a bank. And that professional business bank in Pasadena, California, built up, got 2 branches, and the whole point of it was just to sell to larger banks, because back in those days, the big banks were buying all the small regional banks. So if you built up the bank and got a lot of customers and everything, they would eventually buy it and make a profit, and that's what we did. So it's a very interesting thing to be a part of a project like that, but unless you had a ton of money, you could never be a part of these things. I believe God gave us a gift. It's called cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency, I have deep dived into this for years, learning about this industry. Now, there's these big things going on right now in the world. There's AI changing everything. There's robotics changing everything. But you have this other one called cryptocurrency, electronic money, game changer. You have the biggest companies in the world putting millions and billions in investment into these things. Countries like Japan, United Arab Emirates, the whole UAE. You've got Russia. You've got all these different, putting major institutions behind this. U.S. Congress is debating the laws of that right now. They got a big vote on September 15th. The whole entire financial industry, Goldman Sachs, and this one, that,
but respectfully, just because a lot of billionaires are pouring a lot of money into something doesn't make it either legit nor beneficial automatically.
Well, yes, but if you really get into crypto and study the industry and how it's changing, it's inevitable. Just like AI, just like robotics.
It's clear that lots of bad actors are moving in crypto. It's being used for crime. You look at the nation of El Salvador and their authoritarian, terrible regime, where we have our extrajudicial prison there. That's just one example. I'm not saying it's all bad, but certainly this is above the pay grade of most people in terms of being able to track the money or the movement of money, even most people in Congress. And so the potential for scams and the hiding of dark money and the moving of money in ways that is not ethical is really great.
Well, that's exactly what Congress is addressing right now with the Clarity Act.
That's what they're addressing, even though they don't understand what it is, but okay.
Well, the biggest people in the world are working right now to clarify that. And and they have rooted out a whole lot of the corruption, a lot of things, and left block stuff out of the United States. And, so it is phenomenal. If you look past the bad actors and you look at what is going on great in it, it's a game changer.
Look past the back. It's giving, other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, how was the play?
Well, put it this way. You've got a lot of people that are doing very, very well in crypto. A lot of these
You mean as far as making money?
Well, you've got companies that are changing the financial system. You've got people who are invested in cryptocurrency for sure.
No,
and you've got companies.
I'm just trying to understand your definition when you say you've got a lot of people that are doing very well. What does that look like?
Okay, let's say, for instance, that we're looking at the financial system and the changes that are coming. And when I say inevitable, I mean completely inevitable. The whole stock market.
Imminent, I would say.
Imminent, yes.
Yeah.
The stock market is moving to cryptocurrency.
Yeah, but maybe not in Garvey Nation, but on balance, most black people are not invested in the stock market.
Right. No, what I'm just trying to tell you is cryptocurrency is electronic money, right? This is how money moves. It's like saying...
It's a bunch of code. Yeah.
Yeah, it's computers and a computerized money. Back in the day, remember when email came out? Email changed everything.
It did.
It completely, because
it ruined life.
We went from writing letters, people writing 20 letters a week. Now people write no letters a week.
Now people spam you all day long.
Right. Social media is another one that came in. And if you would have told somebody 20 years ago that social media would be a thing and people wouldn't be watching the news anymore and cable TV would be declining and people would be getting all their news and information on social media, people would never, it's impossible.
Yeah, but whether they believe it or they don't believe it, the real question is it beneficial? And we're seeing now with social media that it's definitely a double-edged sword.
Well, for sure. The point is that we're not stopping social media. We're not stopping AI. We're not stopping robotics and all the different changes. And cryptocurrency, for sure, is not stopping.
No, and we probably won't. We probably couldn't.
Right.
Whether or not we would want to is a whole other question and probably a whole other show. But what we can do is not get scammed.
Yeah.
Or try not to get scammed.
Definitely. Yeah. You got to be responsible, and that is definitely a part of it. But remember, when this first started, you had a lot of that, 2009, 2010, those years. And whereas these days now, especially with Clarity getting to pass, many of the companies that are in that now won't be here a year from now. So the industry is evolving. Now, where I come in, all right, is just like at the beginning of the computer industry, which is the industry I'm native to. there were companies that the writing was on the wall. Microsoft was going to be big. Apple was going to be big. Hewlett-Packard and Compaq and all these different things. The rise of Dell with their computer systems. If we knew to invest $100 in those companies, it could have potentially been a game changer for black families. I didn't know anything about investing. They weren't teaching me investing born in
You knew
Brooklyn.
about computers, but you didn't know about investing.
No, I didn't know anything about investing. And that's why, look, the first year when we met that guy and 3 years later we were millionaires, we had $1 million. We had no idea what to do with it. No one taught us how anything. When we went to meet with our accountants, they said, oh, you made $1 million April, like right before April 15th. They said, that'll be $540,000. We literally had to sit there and write checks of more than half of what we had earned to the IRS. That was a lack of knowledge. We have never paid those kind of taxes since because we didn't know about investing, how to shelter money, how to invest tax deferred or tax free. We didn't know any of these things. And so it wasn't that we were bad or stupid or anything. It was a lack of knowledge that got us taken advantage of by the system. And it's the same thing when it comes to investing. Cryptocurrency is a gold mine. And the reason why is because unlike the big projects where you have to have a whole bunch of money to invest, you have companies where if you study the industry, not just, this one says buy that and this people coming out with all these worthless things.
Running by Melania coin.
No. That's what you call a meme coin. That's just a name. There's no value to it. We don't, in the Garvey Nation Investing Academy, in this boot camp, we don't deal with that at all. What we're looking at is the companies that are going to be running the new financial industry. Let me give you an example. Right now, if you want to send, let's say $50 million from you here in the United States to a bank in Nigeria. All right, you want to send $50 million. That's going to take you between 5-7 days to 2 weeks to send in the current system. A lot of times you have problems, things get lost, and you know what it will cost in fees? $30,000 in today's banking system. Weeks of time, $30,000 worth of commissions because it has to go from here to this bank to this clearing thing, and everyone's earning commissions. Cryptocurrency, electronic money, is like sending money at the speed of email. To send $50 million from a bank here to a bank in Nigeria, first of all, it takes 4 seconds. And what does it cost? 30 cents. That's cryptocurrency.
Of course, that's great for people who have $50 million. I'm sure you're going to say that you'll teach the folks that have $50 how to benefit.
Right. I'm just talking about the industry in terms of how it works. So
right.
You understand
the mechanics.
The banking and everyone's moving to this. That's not going to stop. But
Understood.
You can invest in it, though, for pennies.
And I'm sure he's going to tell us how. Delxino Wilson de Briano is here. He's in town if you want to meet him, and we'll continue the conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique de Briano when we come forward.
Just in case you missed our Procrastination Crenshaw Town Hall.
Seriously speaking, every Saturday when I hear the program about Altadena and how it may not come back, that's happening to us. This is the largest land grab since the gold rush in California. We have an EDD property, 59,000 square feet. Our elected representative determined that she should write a bill that would declare it to be surplus. So now guess what we're getting? Affordable housing. So I hope that we can start listening to one another because there is a domino effect. If you don't care about us, guess what? We won't be here and then you won't be here.
Not letting them get away with anything. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
Hi, I'm Dominique de Briano. Taking care of our aging loved ones is always a top priority. But do you know that the rising cost of the long-term skilled nursing home can easily exceed $10,000 a month? Be aware that that cost isn't covered by health insurance, Medicare, or the VA. Even short nursing home stays can wipe out your family savings. Attorney Zoran Basic and his firm, Nursing Home Solutions, can help most middle-class families qualify for nursing home benefits to be paid by the state. You've heard Zoran Basic on my show, and you remember that these are benefits that you have earned. Protect your assets that have taken a lifetime to build. Keep the savings, the family home, and the business. Call Zoran at Nursing Home Solutions at 800-773-6467. Nursing Home Solutions does not require in-person meetings. The phone number is 800-773-6467. That's 800-773-6467, or log on to nhscare.com for Nursing Home Solutions.
Hi, I'm Chris Holden, former California Assembly member, former Mayor of Pasadena, and CEO of LA Fire Justice. I've spent my career fighting for our communities. When I saw Edison celebrating $4.5 billion in profits while Eaton fire survivors struggled to make ends meet, it made me simultaneously sick and furious. Families and individuals are dealing with financial pressure, insurance delays, costly remediation, and the painful question of how to rebuild their lives, while the utility that caused the fire is paying its executives millions and is more profitable than ever. That's not justice. That's a disgrace. Join the lawsuit with LA Fire Justice to hold Edison accountable. We're here to help you, your family, and our community recover. Visit lafirejustice.com today to learn more about your eligibility and how to start.
Advertisement. Douglas Boxer, 221 East Walnut Street, Suite 100, Pasadena, California, 91101 is the attorney responsible for this ad.
LA Fire Justice is proud to sponsor Conversation Live. Altadena Forward with James Farr.
The conversation continues right now with Dominique de Briano on First Things First.
Delxino Wilson de Briano is here. He's got a meet and greet tonight. How can people go to that if they want to meet you and have a chance to talk to you?
Sure. Go to GarveyNation.com.
Okay.
All right, GarveyNation.com. Create a free account. All right, on GarveyNation.com. Only takes a minute. And from there, you're going to be able to see everything. Go to our events page, and you'll see all of the upcoming events that are going on, including the meet and greet tonight, which is in Los Angeles. And then on Saturday, we have the main reason I'm here, the boot camp we're doing in Los Angeles, and I'm doing another one in San Diego on Sunday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and these two events, folks are coming from all over. I mean, folks have flown in from around the country, all that, to be a part of it. And brothers and sisters, I can tell you, cryptocurrency is coming. It's not stopping. And the fact is that these companies that are forming the base of the new financial system, not the nonsense stuff, but I'm talking about
Dogecoin.
No, not the Dogecoins. Those things don't have any actual value except for public perception, and it can go up, it can go down. There's no real value. What I look at is there's around 10 or 20 companies.
I mean, isn't that like the dollar though? But that's another show for another.
There are
day.
around 10 or 20 companies that are what we call utility-based companies, the companies that form the plumbing of the new financial system that the whole world is moving to. And these companies right now, because it hasn't gone full steam yet, some of these are you can buy those cryptocurrencies for 10 cents, 50 cents, $1.50. It's unbelievable. And when you do the financials and you look at some of these companies are worth $50 billion. And when you look at the contracts from companies all over the world, hundreds of deals, whole banks, the whole country of Japan is so heavy on crypto, it's unbelievable with these same companies. And the opportunity to invest in them for pennies or $1 or $2, knowing when you look at what happens when these things start being used at full scale over the next few years, which is what you go on CNBC, go on any financial news.
These are the Dells, the Apples of tomorrow.
These are the Dells and Apples of tomorrow. We've missed all of those as a race. I'm here to make sure that my people, black people, don't miss this one. That those who want to participate.
I mean, it's definitely too late to buy Apple. So
yes.
that train has left the
you
station.
bought $1,000 worth of Apple between 1990 and 1995, you would be a you'd have like $281 million today with $1,000. Imagine crypto is right there right now. And if people don't know what all the strategies and this and how to earn interest and how to maneuver and how to do it, we're going to miss it again. But what I'm doing is making sure hundreds of my people all over the country so far, and more joining every day, are learning. And I have some very happy students because they're watching their value grow daily because of our unique strategies. So I'm going to teach it all on Saturday, 9 to 5, $79.99. If you register online on GarveyNation.com, you can register to attend. You can also register to watch live online from anywhere in the world.
Okay, and it's at Caras. So if you're in LA, it's right up the street.
Yeah,
probably.
And it's much better to come to Caras and be in person because this is a black community event. dress comfortable, wear comfortable shoes, no high heels, none of that, because I have everybody up. We're moving, we're working, we're role-playing, we're doing exercises and drills. It's a Black community, Marcus Garvey, building event. At 5 o'clock when they walk out, they're going to be different people and a part of a whole community of brothers and sisters determined to apply these investing strategies to improve our lives and pass on generational wealth.
And we were talking off the air. You say you feel confident that the Digital Asset Clarity Act will pass through Congress.
Yes.
That would be amazing and a miracle, because this Congress, which is controlled in both houses by Republicans, is very anti-regulate anything, as we can see with what's happening with our food supply, our water supply, so if they were to pass regulation, that would be miraculous. But you said you feel confident it's going to pass.
It will pass, and it's just a question whether it's going to pass this year or next year or 2 years later, but it must pass, or else this country will get left behind.
We'll get left behind in the digital digital money era.
Yes, because that's bigger than just about everything. When you talk about the movement of money, the U.S. has, of course, a great interest right now. Everything's based on the U.S. dollar, but all that's changing. And but there's not a country in the world that wants to get left behind on the cryptocurrency revolution.
Well, I mean, as a nation, you really can't, right?
Right.
As an individual, we make our own choices.
And that's the thing. Again, I missed the computer industry. I didn't know anything about investing. I missed the wave of the internet. I was there when Google started. I remember all that stuff. I never thought to go get $20 and invest in it. I missed the whole social media revolution because I was there at the beginning with Facebook when it was little nothing. I remember when Twitter started, but I never thought to take $100 that I had in my savings account and invest it. Any of those investments would have been life-changing. I've had a goal for a lot of years to create 1,000 Black millionaires. The first 1,000, it would lead a revolution all over the world. I've had the great pleasure over 30 years to help dozens of Black people to, achieve that status and more. However, I never got close to 1,000. I feel, honestly, like cryptocurrency, when people learn not just the hype, I mean, we're going details on Saturday, things that most of our people never hear. What's going on? I want to show you companies with contracts with whole countries to use those services and companies all over the world. I want to show you the beginnings of an industry that will be as big or bigger than the computer industry, than telecommunications that I got wealthy in, than robotics, any of these different things.
Okay. Well, we got to leave it there. But Del-Zee-No, Brian, Del-Zee-No Wilson de Briano, thank you for coming in. It's really a pleasure to meet you in person. And folks, if you want to meet him, meet and greet tonight, or go to the investing boot camp on Saturday or Sunday, go to GarveyNation.com. Thank you so much.
Pleasure. Thank you for having me.
The best of Tavis Smiley is up next. Oh, and shout out to Abid. Shout out Abid for connecting
my brother.
The best of Tavis Smiley is up next. You don't want to miss that. He's got the highlights of the week. That was, like my papa, the late, great Amiri Baraka, used to say, a person is either free or they are not free. There can be no apprenticeship for freedom. Until the next time, my KBLA delegation, one love.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Mike Island with BIN News Now. Jury deliberations will continue today in the Lindsay Clancy triple murder trial in Massachusetts. Clancy admits to strangling her 3 young children in 2023, but pleaded not guilty in 3 counts of first-degree murder. An ICE officer at the center of an extradition fight has been released from a Texas jail. Democratic officials in Minnesota lost an extradition battle with Republican officials in Texas over Officer Christian Castro, who was charged after shooting and wounding a Venezuelan immigrant in January. It's unknown at this time if Castro will have to eventually appear in court to answer those charges. General Mills has removed artificial colors from all of its cereals. According to the company, the move means that brands including Lucky Charms and Trix are now made and available without synthetic color additives. I'm Mike Island. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the free iHeartRadio app.
Think It Up is an initiative to activate student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classrooms today? Join at thinkitup.org.
Is this the dagger?
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Dodgers were swept in their 3-game series in Atlanta. They lost 1-0 Thursday night. The Dodgers lost all 3 games by 1 run. 37-year-old Chris Sale pitched a complete game for Atlanta. He struck out 11 and allowed only 5 hits. The Dodgers lead Atlanta now by only 1 game for the number 2 seed in the National League playoffs. The Dodgers need to hold on to the number 2 seed to ensure a first-round bye in the playoffs. The Rams capped a 3-0 preseason with a 20-18 win over the Chargers at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. The Rams opened the regular season Thursday night, September 10th against San Francisco in Melbourne, Australia. The Chargers play their regular season opener Sunday, September 10th against Arizona at SoFi. The first HBCU football game this season was played last night. Delaware State beat Stony Brook 41-34. 3 touchdown passes for Delaware State sophomore quarterback Quinn Boyd. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
All I need is one mic. Too many games.
With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Tavish Smiley.
Harris Dawson said a big part of the delays connected to Destination Crenshaw finishing up have been caused by the rising cost of construction since COVID hit. He says the total price tag for Destination Crenshaw has jumped from $95 million to more than $150 million since this all began.
Can we say when Destination Crenshaw is going to be completed?
You know, I'm very reluctant to do that. I mean, I know how much work there is left, but you don't know what's going to happen. And so, you know, we fully expect that we can finish it within the next calendar year. But again, given how long it's taken and how many delays there's been and, you know, weather events there have been, I'm real reluctant to tell people, okay, it'll absolutely be done at this day.
That was LA City Council President Marquise Harris Dawson speaking with NBC4. If there is one thing we understand here in South Los Angeles, it is the art of the pivot. But what you just heard from Marquise Harris Dawson regarding the stalled promise of Destination Crenshaw isn't just a pivot, it's an Olympic-level backflip into pure excuse-making. Let's unpack the math and the mythology here, shall we? We were sold a glorious vision, a 1.3-mile open-air monument to Black excellence, culture, and economic resilience along Crenshaw Boulevard. Fast forward to today, 6-7 years later, and the budget hasn't just grown, it has ballooned from $95 million to north of $150 million. That is a staggering $55 million leap. But when asked the most basic fundamental question to which a community deserves to hear an answer, when will the project actually be finished, what do we get?
Can we say when Destination Crenshaw is going to be completed?
You know, I'm very reluctant to do that. I mean, I know how much work there is left, but you don't know what's going to happen.
Friends, that is not a construction update. That's a horoscope. Stay with me on this. We heard COVID, we heard supply chains, and now we're hearing weather events. The weather in Los Angeles? This is Southern California, not the Arctic Circle. If our ancestors waited on perfect weather to build legacy, we wouldn't have the pyramids or any other cultural wonders to celebrate in the first place. Mr. Harris Dawson,